Okay, so blessed day, guys. I hope you are well and good. That you are safe, no? So it's with your family members, no? That we are all safe. Um, Particularly in these needs of challenges, no, that we've been experiencing the past weeks, no? So um, indeed, our daily routine, no, was affected, no, because of the typhoons. But anyway, we've got to move on and stand firm as usual. There's a need for us to continue with our life and, of course, with the tasks that are expected of us. And so this lecture is still on the neo-psychoanalytic theory, but we will be underscoring the theory of Alfred Adler this time. So who would not know about Alfred Adler? Ba? So most of us came to know about his theory way back in our undergraduate degrees, no? So concepts like superiority, inferiority complex, no? Um, Birth order. So these are actually um, principles or even concepts that are known, no? About Alfred Adler. But this time we look into um, his theory on personality, and uh, part of what we will also be discussing would be we try to differentiate actually, um, his tenets, no, basic tenets as compared to that of Simon Freud. In fact, that's the first thing that we will do in the first part of the slides. No? But of course, no, we look into his theory. Alfred Adler's theory is called individual psychology. Okay, and as to what does he what did he stress, no, in his theory, no? So he put emphasis actually on the unique motivations of individuals and the importance of each person's role in the society, no? So it seems that Adler is trying to say that we actually have roles in the society, and that we in the process of finding out, what these roles are, we also bring in our motivations, no. That's why part of his concepts part of the concepts that he espoused would be on goals, final goal. uh, Ano pa ba? Tingnan natin isa-isa, no, as we proceed uh, on the content of the slides. Okay? So, Alfred Adler, Alfred Adler's individual psychology is also called interpsychic theory, no? So, there is what we call intrapsychic and interpsychic, no? But um Adler's theory and that of Sullivan, no? Because both of these theories are actually um, referring on uh, unto their or categorizing their theories under interpsychic theories. No? So what is this interpsychic theory? So there is a shift from intrapsychic, that's within the psyche phenomena, no, that is actually espoused by Freud and Jung, to that of the interpsychic, that is um, bringing in the interpersonal relations. So from perspective to which we have to look into personality um, based on the structures of the psyche that is within, no, as compared to the intrapsychic, which is looking out to the external or looking out into other factors, no, apart from which are those that are internal, no. Of course, bringing in um, environment, no, the role of the society, the role of the culture. Okay, so the human person actually, according to the interpsychic theory, emerges as a social and cultural creature rather than a sexual and biological one. So that's the emphasis of the intrapsychic theory. No? In trying to understand the psyche, we look into innate sexual and biological drives as compared to which considers the role of the environment or the external environment, no? That includes, of course, society and culture. So Alfred Adler chose the term individual psychology for his conception of personality, no? First and foremost, because if we look into his theory, um, uh, the bottom line is that he uh, had been interested, no, in investigating the uniqueness of the person. So that's why um, he explained about style of life, no, which actually is one of the indicators of our uniqueness, no, as based from not only from our um, heredity but also our experiences, no, as brought about by our interrelations with the people around us. So he maintained that the individual was indivisible and must be studied as a whole, no? So parang gestalt phenomena, no? Adler's theory holds that understanding a particular individual entails comprehending his or her attitude in relation to the world. So we cannot separate the self from the from its environment, from its ecology, or from the world in general. So Adler believed that we are motivated by social interest. No, in fact, that's one of the concepts that he advocated. No, the principle of social interest, and our primary life problems are actually social ones. So, well, we just simply have to look at the self as a social creature, right from the moment that we are conceived. No, we are actually conceived by technically by another person, no? Though this person is um, much close to us, not only in terms of heredity or genealogy, but still, no, the recognition that there are other people that who exist apart from us, no, and that we have to coexist with these individuals, no, as we grow. Okay, so the next slides actually would indicate the differences, no, of uh, the theory of Adler to that of Freud. Okay, so which again would help us recall, no, um, the the um, the difference between psychoanalytic theory and neo-psychoanalytic theory. Okay, so again we take a look into some of the propositions of Freud, and we look into how different or how similar it is to that of Adler. So, according to Freud, man is motivated by sex and aggression. So again, this had been one of the comments, no, usual comments that we ascribe to the theory of Freud, that it is highly sexist, no. Adler, on the other hand, believes that man is motivated by social influences and striving for superiority. So, in fact, that's the very concept of Adler as to our attempt of understanding personality. No? So the psyche is actually motivated by what we call social interest. No? And we will explain social interest in a few minutes as soon as we get onto the specific slide. So is with striving for superiority. So what it just mean here is if Freud believes unto the concept unto the source of motivation, which is sexual and biological. Adler, on the other hand, states that our motivations are also social. Okay? And even our strivings for superiority are brought about by our social relationships, with the people around us. Okay? So for Freud, people have no choice in shaping their personality. So it seems that uh, we cannot do anything about, our faith, no? Um, our faith, no? I mean, FATE, no? So um, uh, again, we look into unconscious, no? Unto the unconscious in specifically its on it being a factor in shaping our personality. Okay. On the other hand, Adler is proposing the idea that we have to actually look into the conscious. No? So it's not about it's not about um, it's not that we don't have control, no, over our personality, over our behavior. No, in fact, Adler is telling us that we have what we call creative freedom. No, we have creative power. We have the freedom um, to be in control of what we do. No? So we will look into these concepts as we discuss the basic tenets that Freud has in relation to our understanding of personality. So people are largely responsible for who they are. That's according to Adler. Okay? For Freud, present behavior is caused by the past. Also, again, um, the phrase that the child is the father of the man. So whatever it is that you are now and that whom you will become would always have an interconnection with your past. That's according to Freud. Adler, on the other hand, is telling us that our current behavior is shaped by the future, no? Particularly by our final goals. No? So there's what we call final goal by Adler, no, which actually serves as our compass, no, the fiction that um, we ascribe unto these goals that we have in relation to how we should act, no, um, are all contributory, to our behavior. So emphasis on the unconscious, that's for Freud. Again, for Adler, um, emphasis is on the consciousness, no? Because again, we are basically aware of what we are doing and as to why we are doing. So why are we manifesting such behavior? These are actually governed by the consciousness. No, that's according to Adler. Okay. So um, this slide is telling us about the background. So as what we've done in the previous theories that we have discussed, we also try to look into the biography, no, of the theorists, no, which would help us understand why um, these theories, no, had proposed, no, such concepts. So, in terms of the family background, Alfred Adler was the second of 6 children, no, born to a successful merchant in 1870, and was reared in Vienna, Austria. So since magkaparehas sila ni Freud, no, definitely ay magkakilala sila, no? So um Adler, during his childhood had been very sickly, no? So yung explanation niya ng inferiority, no? Again, there was a concept, no, that he proposed in relation to our um, physiological inferiorities, no? So as to our conditions at birth or even during childhood, no, which are contributory to our inferior feelings, no? So he was mainly unhappy to see the achievements of his older brother, with whom he competed unsuccessfully. So there was um silent rivalry, sibling rivalry. In fact, that was one of the concepts that he propounded in his theory. So if there's one person who probably made use of this term sibling rivalry, the first time that would be Alfred Adler. So in connection to his concept of family constellation, so the role of birth order in terms of understanding the personality of each of the children. Okay? So his weak physique and feelings of inferiority during his childhood, were later to find expression in his concept of organic inferiority. So this was the term, organic inferiority. One of the reasons why people have inferior feelings is because of organic inferiority. So what you see in yourself, in your body, um, in terms of how uh, functional you are as an individual, could be a source of inferiority. Like, say, for instance, if you are physically handicapped, there would always be inferior feelings that, that there could always be an instance, where this person who is physically handicapped, could feel inferior, um, as compared to others who are physically complete, no? So these feelings of inferiority actually could also be reason of our strivings for superiority. And at times there are what we call healthy and unhealthy ways, of superiority striving. So we will look into that as we discuss the next slides. No? So this actually was his reason, of why he underscored on these concepts of organic inferiority and striving for superiority. So um, his being a second son actually was reflected in his interest in the family constellation and ordinal position of birth. No? So you see, there were a lot of researches along this concept, of family constellation and ordinal position. No? Um, in terms of how motivated children are based on their family constellation, or perhaps in terms of how are they as um, achievers, are could they end up as achievers, overly achievers, or underachievers, so there were a lot of literatures that actually would discuss about this, but definitely the very person who initiated on this tawag dito, sa mga ganitong usapin, I see Alfred Adler. Okay? So his efforts to get along with others found expression in his conviction that the human being is a social and cultural animal, and in the Adlerian concept of social interest. Okay? So I've been mentioning about social interest, but we will be defining it technically as to how Adler had defined it in a while. So the bottom line is that his experiences as a child or as a growing individual definitely no were the inspirations of his theory, no, individual psychology. Now, further, Adler studied medicine at the University of Vienna, where Freud had received his medical training. No, so in fact, there were also professional. They were also, he was also affiliated to Freud, no, in some of his professional endeavors. No, although hindi nagtagal ay humiwalay siya kay Freud. Humiwalay din lang siya kay Freud, no, for some reasons, like there were um propositions, no, by Freud that he disagreed to. Okay? So, although he trained as an eye specialist, he became a general practitioner and later established himself as a practicing neurologist and psychiatrist. No? So he started as an eye specialist but ended up in neurology and psychiatry. So some of his works, no, or um, in terms of his profession, his accomplishments, no, was that he had served as a physician in the Austrian army, no? So, dealing with treatment of neurosis, neurosis. No? So, we will be discussing also towards the end of this slide, no, Adlerian psychotherapy. So, we will look into um, what his beliefs are with regard neurosis. Okay? So he developed interventions to resolve problems with children, including the prevention of delinquency and psychological difficulties, no, related to personal handicaps, poor parenting, and problems getting along with other children. So some of the behavioral problems during childhood, no, which brought about by um, inferior complex, no, and even um, um, issues, no, in relation to family relationships. Okay, and we also have maingay. Yan ang mahirap sa ganito, no? So, we also have what we call in a while. Nawala na ata yung aking I don't know if you could still. So, now we look into the different concepts, no, that Alfred Adler advocated, no, relative to his individual psychology. Wait lang. Okay. So we have a leading concept of Adler's individual psychology is his emphasis on the importance of human culture and society. So human society, okay, so apologies for that. We have So a leading concept of Adler's individual psychology is his emphasis on the importance of human culture and society. Human society is crucial not simply for the development of an individual personality, but also for the orientation of each and every behavior and emotion in a person's life. No, so what he is just trying to say is that again we go back onto interpsychic theory, no? So the emphasis on the role of environment, the role of culture and society in general relative to the development of one's personality, no? So um while heredity is not discredited, no, but for Adler, if you have read or if you try to read his theory, you cannot actually also discredit, no, the role of the environment, the people around you, especially how you were reared, how you interpret the relationships, um, the atmosphere, no, in your environment, particularly in your family, how these are all contributory to who you are as a person. Okay, what else? So Adler believed that human beings have an innate urge, a social interest. So this is um, one of the concepts that he discussed, no, in relation to individual psychology. So Alfred believed that human beings have an innate urge, a social interest to adapt to the conditions of the environment. So what is social interest? No? Social interest refers to that urge in human nature to adapt oneself to the conditions of the social environment. So it seems that there is an inner drive that make us adjust or adapt, no, to the environment, no? So the value of all human activity must be seen from the viewpoint of social interest, no? So um whether our behaviors are healthy, adaptive, or maladaptive or not healthy, no? um Whether it's good or bad, no? Parang gano'n kasi yung ano natin, eh, parang yung characterization natin ng ating mga actions or ng ating mga behaviors. So, as to um, how could we characterize, no, these actions or behaviors that we exude? Um, Definitely, these acts that we have are always um, um, in relation to our wanting of adapting in the environment, no? So it expresses social interest, expresses subjectively in one's consciousness of having something in common with other people and of being one of them. So there is this urge, no, for us to be accepted. There is this urge for us to identify not only with groups, not only with our family members, but in the environment, in the society in general. There is a wanting there is a wanting in us to be accepted, no? To gain social approval, no? To be identified with others, no? On the other hand, social interest expresses itself objectively in cooperation with others toward the betterment of human society, no? So there is also a wanting in us, an urge, no, that we are able to contribute not only for the betterment of the immediate people around us or of our immediate family members, but what? But the constituents, the people in the community in general. So what I am trying to say is that um, there is also an urge to be altruistic, right? At this point of time, with all the experiences that we have, you could see attempts to help. Not only attempts but concrete actions, no, to which we are showing, no, not only our cooperation, but our kindness, our generosity, no, um, for those who are affected, no, deeply affected to the typhoons, no. So this is part of what we call social interest. And social interest is based on an innate disposition. So nobody has taught us. It seems that it formed part of who we are as human beings. No? Although this is innate, but it has to be nurtured, no, in order to survive. No, so it seems that it has to always be in constant. We have to constantly show, no, so that we could, kumbaga parang we practice, no, the virtue if it's a virtue, or the attitude if it's an attitude. So babies, for example, and small children often show sympathy for others without having been taught to do so, no. But this has to be nurtured, no, so that as the baby grows, ah, the sympathetic attitude, or even the behavior of sympathizing with others, showing kindness toward others, could still be practiced and would definitely be nurtured on the child. Okay? Now, another concept is finalism. So, Adler stressed the fact that the movement of all living things is governed by goals. So, according to him, we cannot think, feel, will, or act except with the perception of some goal. No? So, um, we strive toward a final goal of either personal superiority or the goal of success for all humankind. So, again, we go back onto social interest, the concept of social interest or striving for superiority. So it's either that your final goal, our final goal, according to Adler, is that we have personal strivings for superiority, or that we strive um, we strive to um, battle with our inferiorities and divert or focus our energy, not divert, focus our energy toward what? Toward contributing to the humankind. So Adler emphasized the purposefulness of human behavior by recognizing that the motivational force of every human action is the goal or future orientation of that action. So it is as if that our sense of being humans, no, is expressed to our it is expressed, no, um unto our final goal. Okay? So for Adler, the goal that the individual pursues is the decisive factor. And he called this concept of goal orientation the principle of finalism. Okay? So um those in red are actually words that I wanted to underscore. Okay? So um like any other um factor, no, goals are actually one of our motivators. Okay. And I don't know if you find it as one of the reasons of your essence as individuals. No? So, um, or if you are to reflect onto your behaviors, um, is it something that is in relation to the achievement of your goals? So is it, um, if you are to look back or if you think about the actions or the behaviors that you are exuding or manifesting at the moment, is it something for the purpose of achieving your goals? No? So Adler is actually giving us the idea that goals are motivational forces. No? So our behaviors are as if toward the fulfillment, no, of our goals. Okay? So according to him, this is a conscious act. So it does not talk about unconsciousness. I mean, kasi 'di ba si Freud, yun yung kanyang ano, yun yung kanyang tenor na what actually drives us, no, um, to engage into certain acts or behaviors is or are those which are in the unconscious, no. But for Adler, um for him, um it's something that our actions are something that we decide upon in relation to the fulfillment of our goals, no. So this is for him, this goal orientation is what he called as finalism. Now, in relation to finalism, we have what we call fictional finalism. Okay? So, fictional finalism refers to the unconscious goals or ideals that individuals aspire to achieve, no, which significantly influence their current behaviors and decisions. No? So, why is it fictional? No? Because you see, we cannot while fiction is not reality, 'di ba? Parang we cannot actually determine whether it's true or false, whether it's real or not, no? But uh our perspective, no, it's our perspective or our thought about, no? Um in fact, if you go back onto or if you try to read Adler's theory based on the theory of personality by Engler. Okay, he mentioned something about fiction, no? So fiction came from the Latin word fictio, no, which means to invent or to construct, no? So we are unable to have a complete understanding of things as they really are, no? So we structure our own world, no? So in relation to goals, no? um we set our goals or ideals, no? We try to figure out what is it that we wanted, no? um And this appears to be a very strong force that directs our path. No? While we may not be able to have assurance of um, whether we could achieve what's best, no, if that is what we have envisioned to have, no, And probably this is why the concept is called fictional finalisms or finalism. Okay? So um, it says here, Adler posited that rather than being primarily motivated by past experiences or traumas, people are driven by their aspirations for the future. No? So this is my goal. These are my goals. These are what I wanted to achieve for myself. This is what I wanted to be, no, as an individual. And hence, these are the very force that would guide what I should do. No? So this concept suggests that individuals create a mental image of their ideal self or ultimate success, which serves as a guiding fiction in their lives. No? So there is what we call in a mental imagery, no, of who would whom we would want to become. Okay, and this appears to be um, a guiding force, no? Um, in terms of our actions. Okay? So fictional finalism is an image or direction of the goal of man's striving. So we have a vision of who we are. So you ask yourselves, what is it that you envision for yourself? No? Of course, during childhood, no? um, yung theory ng career development na 'di ba, you start as young as you are, no, in terms of what is it that you wanted to be, no? But you see, these are, of course, this could still be modified, no, um as we age, no? Marami pang pwedeng maging factors na pwedeng magbago. Pero, yun nga, nagsisimula yan pagkabata, di ba? Sa mga bata, natatanong ba ninyo kung ano ang gusto nila pag sila'y lumaki? Kayo din ba nung kayo ay nasa childhood nyo? Natanong din ba kayo or kayo mismo natanong din ba ninyo ang mga sarili nyo ng kung ano ang gusto nyong maging paglaki, no? So this speaks of your vision. And you see, there's what we call healthy and maladaptive fiction. Also, this is what we call health. There are healthy people, no, who see this goal as modifiable because, as again, as I mentioned earlier, no, na we cannot be in control of the things that also would happen to us, um, and hence possibilities are we tend to there can be modifications of the goals that we have set for ourselves, no. So those who do not, no, kasi kumbaga parang meron silang, ano bang tawag mo dun, parang, they could hardly, ano ba yun? Kasi there are personalities na they stick with, uh, may term yun eh, no? They could hardly be they could hardly be flexible, no? Parang fixed ang kanilang pananaw, no? But again, for Freud, this could be what he called inflexible fictional finalism, and this is not so healthy, no, in terms of um, psychopathology, no. This could be reasons of what of neurosis or psychopathology, no, when your expectation is too high and when realities are telling you that you see you could hardly achieve, what you are setting for yourself, and yet you don't want to um, reset, no, your goal. So this could lead to maladaptive um, behaviors. Okay? So now we also have um, another, no, still on fictional finalism. Okay. So Adler believed that all individuals start life with feelings of inferiority, no? So this is a fact, no, because if we look back into the moment we are born, no, we are totally dependent and helpless, no. In fact, we need others, no, um in order for us to survive. Okay, so stemming from our childhood experiences, so there are a lot of reasons why um inferiority complex could be developed, no. The very fact is that at birth, no, we are inferior. Again, we ascribe that to reasons like total helplessness and dependency during our early years of life, no. So these feelings motivate them to strive for superiority. So while we are inferior, uh, perhaps because of reasons like yun nga nabanggit ko kanina, yung total helplessness and dependence natin during our early years of life, no. Or if there are physical deficiencies, yung uh, organic inferiority na nabanggit natin kanina, no, this leads to feelings of inferiority. However, no, as our way of coping, these inferiority feelings motivate us to strive toward superiority, no? So the pursuit of personal excellence and fulfillment. No, we wanted others to see us not as a helpless individual, no, but as an individual who is capable of achieving something, no, who could also excel and who could also what be able to fulfill, no, goals. So the fictional finalism reflects this drive as individuals work towards overcoming their perceived shortcomings by aiming for their idealized goals. So either we end up adapting healthily or unhealthily, no? So in terms of our final goals, nabanggit nga natin kanina, no? We could either what end up being personally superior or um, attaining success and be able to contribute for the community, no? So as you could see on the framework, if you try to look into the framework, we all started on equal footing, that is having inferior feelings. Lahat tayo ipinanganak na totally helpless. Kailangan natin ng iba para tayo ay mag-survive. Pero habang tayo ay lumalaki, itong mga feelings of inferiority natin ay pwedeng maging kasangkapan para tayo ay yan, mag-adapt healthily. Ibig sabihin, ah matanggap natin na tayo ay inferior at parte na sa ating pagkatao yung pagiging inferior. Okay, ngunit yung inferior feelings na ito ay um, we we make use of it as a drive, no, to still contribute to or for the betterment of the society, no. So we bring in the concept of social interest and of course while we work on towards the achievement of our goals, we don't what um we don't forget that um achievement of success would mean what contributing also for the betterment of the society. So that is the healthy way, no, of battling with inferiority, no? On the other hand, no, we could have what we call maladaptive way, no. um ang pwedeng maging rason kung bakit merong mga ganito ay dahil, again, babalik tayo sa social relationships. no, sa family, sa kung paano ka pinalaki, yung pananaw mo, no, yung interpretation mo of your experiences, no, with your social relationships, no. So you might end up what having the having what we call personal superiority. No, yung masyado kang meron kang delusion na masyado kang importante, no? Ito yung superiority complex at its negative sense, no? So anyway, we look into the next concepts in the hope that as we discuss it, we could have a more comprehensive grasp of the concept of fictional finalism. So um, I mentioned a while ago that apart from um, final goals, no? Kasi meron tayong term dito kanina eh. Yan. Apart from that goal of achieving success that is not only directed toward the self, but also considering the betterment of the society, no? Um, there's also what we call striving for superiority, no? So in fact, this is the very term used by Adler, striving for superiority. Okay? So, striving for superiority or perfection is the ultimate goal toward which we strive, no? So, why are we doing things, no? Apart, of course, from the fact that we are to achieve our goals, no? We wanted to show off that, hey, I could also be somebody, no? So, the primary objective of the psyche is the goal of superiority, the desire to be competent and effective in what one does. So there is a need, no, to be competent, the need to achieve something, the need to feel that you are capable of doing something. No, in fact, this is comparative to the self-actualization or self-actualization of Maslow or self-realization of Jung. No? So, whatever we call it, no, we have to just understand that um, part of our motive or motivations rather of doing things is that we wanted to fulfill, we wanted to have that sense of fulfillment, no, whenever we do something, whenever we achieve something, no. So yung the need to achieve something, because that entails um, your your relevance as a person, no? So kumbaga parang kapaki-pakinabang kang tao, kapag meron kang narating, kapag meron kang naabot, no? Pakiramdam mo ay competent at effective ka kapag meron kang nagawang tama or meron kang naabot. Okay. The desire to fulfill our potentials, to come closer to our ideals, no? Some a sense of fulfillment, self-actualization, or self-realization. No, all of these are comparative to the concept of superiority striving according to Adler. Okay, now still in relation to superiority striving, in fact, if you would read literatures, this is not the first term used by Adler. No, at first he made use of the term aggression or aggression drive. No, so in our attempt to achieve our goals, no, we have experiences of failure. There are instances where we are or we could hardly get things done. No, we could hardly achieve satisfaction. When we attempt to love, we are not always loved in return, or we are not always given the love that we deserve. most probably, no? And hence we end up what? Frustrated, no? So this is what it meant by aggression drive, no? So there would always be questioning of who you are. There would always be what? You're stimulated to feel inferior. Oh, bakit kaya? Anong kulang sa akin, no? Meron bang kulang sa akin? Pangit ba ako? Hindi ba ako kamahal-mahal? O may mga ganung tayong ah, pagtatanong sa ating mga sarili kapag tayo ay um, medyo 'pag hindi natin nakuha ang ating gusto, no? So, like, say for instance, no, when you have failures, no, in licensure examinations, no, um, or in bar examination, you ask yourself, "Oh, bakit gano'n?" No? Bobo ba ako? Hindi ba ako nag-prepare ng mabuti? Hindi ko pa deserve maging successful. May mga gano'n tayong mga insecurities, no? So, that's the first word used by Adler, aggression. And then he changed it to striving for superiority. No? Aggression drive or assertiveness, also called as assertiveness drive. And then eventually he changed it to striving for superiority. Now, in relation to aggression drive, um, there was also a usage of the term masculine protest by Alfred Adler. So according to him, this is a universal drive. Masculine protest does not necessarily talk about man's superiority over women, although literally that could be what it meant, no? But technically, when we talk about the the desire to compensate our inferior feelings. That's what we call masculine protest. No? So, inferiority, according to Adler, is often attributed to feminine, to the females, femininity. No? Again, who is the culprit? Bakit ganito ang ating pananaw? Siyempre ang culture, ang society ang nagsasabi na, oh, ang mga weakling ay ang mga babae, no? So, ano ba kasi ang konteksto noon? No? Well, there are lesser laws or um, what do you call this? Parang wala pa siguro mga God ano noon, principles, no? Or kung meron man, hindi masyadong enforced, no? But again, because of feminism, no? In fact, hindi rin nakadiskarte si Adler no? Kaya niya siguro pinalitan yung konsepto niya na ang equating inferiority to femininity. Bakit? Kasi intellectual ang kanyang napangasawa, no? So, um, um, kumbaga parang that is where he realized that it's not always ascribed to or attributed to, I mean, inferiority is not always equal to femininity. Okay? So, although of course, okay, yun pala, no? Aggression drive and then will to power. Yun yung kanyang mga terms. And then eventually striving for superiority. No? So, that need to dominate, no? Domination of others. Is it not that there are people who appear to be domineering? No? So, yun yung mga compensations nila sa kanilang mga inferior feelings. No? So, psychological differences between women and men are the result of cultural attitudes. That's what I've been telling you guys, no? That again, the culprit here is the culture or the society, no? We put high regard to males as compared to females, and hence, no, we see females as more submissive, males being more domineering, females being inferior, while males being superior. Okay? So, ayan. There are even some practices kahit nga sa church, kapag kinasal, napansin niyo yung belo, nilalagay sa on top of the head of the male. Pero sa girl, sa female, sa bride, dito sa kanyang shoulder. No? So, I don't know if these are some gestures, no, showing um, submission, di ba? Yun yung mga meaning nun. Submissiveness, inferiority, no? But nevertheless, regardless of the motivation for striving, each individual is guided by a final goal. So again, we go back onto um, final goals, final um, a fictional finalism. Okay? So what it meant there is that um, respective of your inferior feelings, again, there is a need within us to actually compensate and to strive for perfection or strive for superiority. And that is in relation to what? To the achievement of our goals. Okay? Now, another concept is the style of life. So each individual seeks to cope with the environment and develop superiority in a unique way. So this principle is embodied on the concept of style of life. So what is style of life? It is the person's consistent way of striving. No? So style of life acts in part as a perceptual filter influencing the ways in which we view the world. No? So, ayan. So, kumbaga parang um, ang pananaw natin, no, sa mga bagay-bagay, no, sa paligid natin at kasama doon ang ating pananaw sa ating sarili, no? So sabi diyan, the concept about the self, the world, and the person's unique way of striving towards the goal, no? So this would talk about the style of life which actually is developed early in childhood. No? In fact, Adler is telling us that at about 5 years of age, no, um, lifestyle or style of life is already established. No? So what took place during the first 5 years after birth is so important, so vital in the establishment of the style of life of the person. No? So again, if um, the child, by virtue of his ordinal position, or even more contributory would be the relationships of the people around him. Uh, yung family constellation na sinasabi natin or family atmosphere, no? How he or she was reared, no? Was he a pampered or a spoiled child? Was he a neglected child? No? Is the parent overindulging, or is the parent neglectful? No, these are actually contributory to the style of life of the individual. No, and and definitely this could be reason also, no, of gauging whether the child could be able to cope healthily or unhealthily in the environment. Okay? So, the style of life becomes relatively constant after the age of 5. While it may be modified, it has to what? It has to be through hard work and self-examination, sabi dyan. So, therefore, there could be difficulties of actually changing the style of life once it is clearly established, though modifications are possible. Okay? So, I also wanted you to understand that based on Adler, our style of life is a result of two factors. No? The inner goal orientation of the individual. No? That is, again, you go back onto whether you become one who strives towards success, personal success, while contributing to the society or to the betterment of the society, or one who is who have personal ah, yung superiority, no? So kumbaga parang ballooned ang ego mo at feeling mo ay napaka importante mo sa mundo, no? Yung very typical superior complex, no? So the style of life could lead to what we call maladaptive, uh, yeah, unhealthy ways of coping, and this could be what we call mistaken styles of life, no? So again we go back, so there are two factors. What are these? Inner goal orientation of the individual and the forces of the environment. So para bang the individual himself and the environment. And of course, the individual himself is also a result of what? Of heredity plus what? The experiences that he has, no? So, um, it is the product of the interaction of heredity, environment, and a person's creative power, no? So, when we talk about creative power, this is our freedom, no? Uh, to choose, no? What is it that we wanted to do for ourselves. And again, with freedom to choose comes, of course, the responsibility. Now, we will be looking into the concept of creative self in a while. Okay? So each individual style of life is unique because of the different influences of our inner self and its constructs. And Alfred Adler believes in the uniqueness, kaya siya individual psychology, no? The uniqueness of individuals, no? And even twins, no? Apart from the biological differences, there could also be differences in terms of style of life, because there can be no two persons, even identical twins, who have the same style of life. Okay? So we have mistaken style of life, no? These are maladaptive strategies, no? While you may cope, with life, but these are maladaptive ways of coping. Okay? So, there can be what we call mistaken style of life, which are categorized into three types of individuals, while there is also what we call a healthy style of life, which is the fourth, no, of the types, no? Merong term si Alfred Adler, no? Yung four primary types of style, no? So, in relation to styles of life, there are four primary types of style. And what are these, no? Three of which are maladaptive and one is adaptive or healthy. So under the mistaken style of life or the maladaptive ways of coping, no, we have the ruling type, getting type, and avoiding type. So tingnan ninyo kung saan kayo dito. Kasi kung minsan may mga instances na ganito tayo, di ba? Ruling type are those who seek to dominate others. So, yung domineering ang personality. No? Kung titingnan natin sa ordinal position, yung mga panganay, di ba, kung minsan domineering sila, no? Sila usually yung boss, di ba? Okay. So, these individuals are those who seek to dominate others, no? They are delinquent, sadist, sarcastic, arrogant, no? Siguro yung mga typical na merong superior complex, no? So, um, they belittle others as expression of superiority complex called deprecation complex, no? So as to what this deprecation complex is, although it may not be the term used by um, Adler, but definitely it arose from superiority complex, no? So, deprecation complex actually is a psychological concept, no, which is characterized by an individual's tendency to undervalue themselves and their abilities, no? So at times we have excessive self-criticisms or self-deprecation. But this deprecation complex is attributed to others. So sila yung masyadong mataas ang tingin nila sa sarili nila na masyado nilang minamaliit ang iba, no? Na um, para bang walang karapatan ang iba na maging successful kasi sila lang ang dapat maging successful. Ganun yun, no? Parang the excessive criticisms that we point to others or deprecation that we point to others. Okay? Then we also have getting type. No? They lean on others. They are dependent, passive, and may become depressed. In terms of how they were reared, ito yung mga pampered children. No? Masyadong spoiled brat. Okay? At dahil nasanay sila na lahat ay given sa kanila in silver platter, no? Um, they are, ano ba yung term mo doon? Self-entitled. Mataas ang kanilang self-entitlement. Di ba? So, ayan. And avoiding type, no? So these are the people who try not to deal with problems and avoid possibility of defeat. So, mga withdrawn type, ayoko nang, I don't want to engage, I don't want to interact, I don't want to compete, no? Because I don't want to lose, no? I don't want to be criticized. Um, I don't want to be rejected. So I avoid rather than interact. Parang ganun. Okay? So on the other hand, the healthy lifestyle of life is what Adler called as the socially useful type. No? So these are the people who may not be economically productive but are generally altruistic. No? Yung tipong hindi man sila matataas na hindi man matataas ang kanilang posisyon siguro or malalaki ang sahod, pero sila yung talagang nakikitaan mo ng generosity and kindness. Okay? They make others learn how to appreciate. No? So no matter how small your blessings are, um, appreciating that the fact that you are blessed is a characteristic of the socially useful type individuals. They have a well-developed sense of social interest, no? So kumbaga parang they don't strive for success not only they strive for success not only for themselves but for the betterment of the society. And they have a good sense of self-control. Okay? Now, still on style of life, among the factors that lead to different lifestyles are ordinal position and different experiences in childhood. So dito papasok yung kanina na sinasabi natin na heredity, environment, and creative power. No? So in terms of heredity, syempre papasok dyan yung ordinal position, no? Because in relation to birth. Okay? So, ano kayo, panganay, gitna, nag-iisang anak, bunso, no? So, may mga uh, characteristics in relation to your birth order as according to Adler. Okay? So family constellation refers to one's position within the family in terms of birth order among siblings and the presence or absence of parents and other caregivers. Okay? So should there be no father, for example, or no mother figure, there are also corresponding implications, no, to the development of the child. So there were a lot of researches that actually would substantiate this claim of Adler. Okay? In fact, even in marriage, no, dapat complementary daw. Dapat kapag panganay ka, ang mapapangasawa mo daw ay bunso. Dahil kapag pareho kayong panganay, pareho kayong magka-clash at walang magbibigayan, no? So may mga research na nagsasabi ng ganyan, no, in terms of marital satisfaction or uh, siguro success in marriage. I don't know how you call it, no, but these principles of family constellation could also be applied into those contexts. Okay. Adler hypothesized that the personalities of the oldest, middle, and youngest are apt to be quite dissimilar simply by virtue of the different experiences that each child has as a particular member of the family group. Diba? Kasi magkakaibang ordinal position, magkakaiba din ang pag-i-interact ng mga members o the rest of the members of the family. Diba? Mm. We are more fond usually, kanino tayo mas natutuwa sa panganay at saka sa bunso. So yung middle, they are left on their own. But the struggle also of the eldest is that they are dethroned. Di ba meron yung term na dethroned, no? So they are dethroned from their position once the second child is born, no? So yung struggle, yung um pangalan yan, um struggle din ng eldest, no, in relation to family constellation. Now, family atmosphere refers to the quality of emotional relationships among members of the family. Okay? So, this determines whether or not the child will react actively or passively, constructively or destructively in the quest toward superiority. So, it also depends on the quality of relationship that is shared between and amongst the members of the family as to whether there are superiority strivings or not. Okay? So some possible traits daw as per birth order. I know this is not new to you, no? In fact, I included in here a sort of checklist, no? You may want to do this to check on what your characteristics are in relation to your birth order. But emphasizing on the characteristics as per birth order, we try to look into some of the positive and negative traits of each of the birth order. Now, considering if you are the eldest, the second, and the youngest, and if you're an only child. So, it's in here already, no? You try to gauge how true is this view of Adler, no? So there were explanations as to why such characteristics or traits, no? But definitely, again, we always go back into how we were reared, no? So, or even unto the relation, how the parents relate, no, or interacted with the child. Okay. So we also have creative self. No? The person strives to discover or create experiences that lead to fulfillment. No? So definitely, babalik tayo dun sa binabanggit natin kanina na style of life or social interest. No? Um, we wanted to, as much as possible, attain what we call self-actualization. No? So that is, according to Adler, the creative self. Okay? So, masyadong mahaba yung sinasabi niya dyan, pero ang point lang dito ay that we have the freedom to create our own style of life. No? So, whether or not you achieve your creative self depends upon you. you have the freedom to create your style of life. Okay? And as such, because you have what we call creative power or that freedom, no, to create your own style of life, then therefore you are or we are all responsible for who we are and how we behave. So dito papasok yung sinasabi natin na consciousness, no? So we are conscious because of course there's no other person who chooses or who exercises that freedom to create your own lifestyle but the self, no? And therefore, it's a conscious, deliberate act to choose. Okay? So this is why it discredits the role of unconscious. No? Sabi diyan, Adler restored consciousness to the center of personality. Whenever you decide unto whether you fulfill or your your actions are geared towards the fulfillment of your goals, whenever you do that, that is a conscious, deliberate act of the self. And hence, it's not the unconscious that is at work, but the consciousness. Okay? Now, in relation to our achievement or strivings for the fulfillment of our goals, there's what we call inferiority feelings. So the striving for superiority arises because as human beings, we also feel inferior. And nabanggit ko na kung bakit, no? Pagkapanganak ka lang, meron ng inferiority feelings. Okay? Now, as we grow, we come to actually work for the compensation of these inferiority feelings. We have attempts to overcome our real or even our imagined inferiorities. This is what we call inferiority complex. So it's a condition developed when we are unable to compensate for normal inferiority feelings, no? So definitely there are struggles, no, to compensate for our inferiority feelings. But when we are unable to do so, it leads to what we call inferiority complex. Now, our inferiority complex arises from childhood. Nabanggit ko na kanina, no? Bakit? Pinanganak tayo na totally helpless at dependent. Maliban doon, meron tayong mga tinatawag na organic inferiority. Lalong-lalo na yung merong mga defective siguro physiology or physiological functioning. Halimbawa, blind, mute ka, or deaf ka, or cleft palate ka, or crippled ka. No? So these persons would always exert effort to compensate for their defect or weakness. No? So in what way? Meron yung meron siyang physical disability pero athletic type siya. Or meron siyang ability na talagang makikita mo na um, siya ay superior sa iba. So kumbaga parang yun ang way niya to compensate with the defects that he or she has, no? Now, apart from the organic inferiority, parental behavior could also lead to inferiority feelings, especially if the parent is overindulgent or neglectful, no? So ito yung mga spoiling or neglecting, no? So spoiling ay lead to pampered children. Overprotective, overindulging ang parents. Paano siya mag-lead into inferiority, no? When the child goes out of the home and he mingles with other people who cannot give the pampering or who could not even give him the attention that he needs. Ayan. So, your inferiority feelings arises, no? And neglecting, siyempre, ito yung mga rejected children. Meron ng mga perpetuating inferiority feelings within them, no? Within or even outside the home. Okay? Now, parental behavior is a component in the development. In fact, a critical component in the development of personality, no? So whether there is maternal or paternal absence, no, it leads to some sort of characteristics or inferiority on the child. So um yan, nabanggit na natin kanina yung pampered or neglected children. Okay? So in how it leads to inferiority feelings. Now, we also look into Adlerian psychotherapy. So, neurosis, no, according to Adler, entail unrealistic life goals. So, what are some of the reasons why um people could go or would go to psychotherapy according to Adler? Okay? So, we go back onto his concepts. So again, if one, according to Adler, a person may be in need of psychotherapy because of some experiences of neurosis if there is an unrealistic life goals. Okay? Or yung fictional finalism na sinasabi natin. So goals are not realistic unless they take into account the capacity, limitations, and the social environment. No? So kumbaga parang hindi ka magiging delusional kapag ikaw ay nag-set ng goal para sa sarili mo. No, kailangan maging realistic. Again, babalik ka doon sa SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. No? So otherwise, it may lead to frustration, no? And it may lead to, um, ano yun, nabanggit natin kanina, yung aggression drive, no? And to somewhat we call personal superiority complexes. Okay? Inappropriate lifestyles din daw o yung mistaken style of life sinasabi natin kanina, di ba? So either ka dun sa tatlo, ruling, avoiding, or ano ba yun, getting type. No? Those are also unhealthy or maladaptive behaviors, no, which may warrant the need for psychotherapy. Other than that, yung compensation and overcompensation. No? Our compensatory strivings to battle, no? I mean to yeah, for us to actually overcome our weaknesses or our inferior feelings, no? So um um this could also be what reasons for neurosis. Okay. Inferiority and superiority complexes, no, are also neurotic patterns, and these are also um, this could also lead to feelings of inadequacy, no? So or um, delusions, no? Yung delusional ka na ikaw ay um, masyadong inflated ang iyong ego, no? So this could of course be indicators of maladaptive behaviors. Okay? Yan. So mistaken style of life or life lie. No? So nabanggit na natin yan kanina. And those who have mistaken style of life actually employ safeguarding tendencies, no? So ito yung mga inflated ang self-esteem, no? And they remain in their style of life even when they already are they already realize that these are maladaptive or unhealthy style of life. Okay? So Adlerian therapy aims at restoring the patient's sense of reality, no? Examining and disclosing the errors in goals and lifestyle, and cultivating social interest. So whenever there are issues relative to your sense of reality, meaning to say whether you are delusional or not in terms of your of how you perceive yourself, no? Whether or not there are errors in your goals, and again, in relation to unrealistic life goals, okay, and even mistaken style of life, no? And psychotherapy also is focused on cultivating social interest, meaning to say, whenever um, uh, there are cases, no, the therapists who work from the framework of Adler would always bring in how the individual could be able to what, to surface in his behavior or persona or psyche, no, that social interest, kasi yun yung healthy, no? Nabanggit natin na you attain success in social interest, no? You're always geared towards attaining success not only for the self but for the betterment of the society. Okay, so this slide actually just shows a diagram. This figure, no, just shows the interconnection of the family constellation to that of the establishment of the creative self and the style of life, no, um to our fictions, no, or our final goals, no. So um anyway, na-explain naman na natin yan sa previous slides. Okay? So the next slide is just but your task. So I think I had a screenshot of this and posted this already in your GC. So I guess that's the end of the discussion. Okay? So with that, thank you. Should you have questions relative to this topic, your GC is open. You may you may just scribble your questions relative to Adlerian's theory or individual psychology. So thank you and good day.